Hi guys, you're welcome to the Lore Studios. This is another episode of Android programming. We'll be looking at the RecyclerView Snap. You must have seen the snapping animation on RecyclerView lists and grids in Google application like the Google Play application, the Android Google Play application to be precise, where you can snap end, snap center, and snap top. I'll be creating an application demo in which we would have the Gravity Snap Helper library to give us methods to use in achieving this appealing RecyclerView UI. This tutorial will be broken down into two parts. The first part entails the XML files, while the second part will be wrapping up with the Java classes so that the video do not get too lengthy on one part. I would like you to follow along because we will be coding from scratch for best learning. Right there in the Android Studio desktop UI, I will start a new Android project and I will want you to follow along as I create this. You click on the Start New Android Studio Project. Let's name the application Recycler. Let's call it RecyclerView. Snap. That'll be fine. So I think that's okay. Bring this to foreground. We'll call it so click on next. Let's go to the previous. Let's see how it's structured. That's fine. Click on next. I would like the project location to actually be in the Android Studio projects. There I have my project structures, so it's structured so well. Click on next. We pick an empty activity. Next. The main activity as the launcher class, and we have the XML as activity main. That's fine. Click on finish. So with that, we're going to create the project, and we'll have the ability to start the snap grid, and we're going to do a lot of tweaking here and there. But first of all, we'll be focusing more on the XML, where we get to create some XML files. So here we go with our application. I will be going to the Gradle script, the build Gradle model app session. There is a particular dependency that is very, very important, which we need to include. Over here, you compile, you have it as cam.github .ru, then Sousa. Graffiti Snap Helper 1.0. That's fine. We get to actually synchronize this. That's fine. We have it right set up. From here, I'll be going to the rest, where we have that's the resources, the layout. So I will have to pass in some layout files here. But before I go further, I would like to embed some drawable files, which I have saved right there in my machine. I have it saved around the documents. Call it Snappy. So I'll also be providing that particular file, the durable files, whereby we have the different thumbnails for Google Drive, we have for Gmail, we have for Google Plus, we have for Google Hangouts. These are just material logos that we'll be using to depict different logos right in the recycler view. So I actually have it for the drawable HDPI, we have for the MDPI, XHDPI, and XX HDPI, and the extra large HDPI. So I will be importing these inside the project structure. So I'll just have to copy them out this way. I'll move to my project structure, which is sitting in my home directory, Android Studio Projects. We call it RecyclerView Snap. Right in the app, source, the main, you come over to the rest. Also, you move to, you can see it over here, the drawable, and so on there. So I'll just paste it right inside here. So I merge them together. No problem with that. So I have it imported right inside my application. So you have it. If you can see, they've been imported successfully. So that's another way to actually copy some files into your project structure. So from here we continue. You can see you still have them right intact. You have the logos. They are all material design logos of different Google products. But that's fine. Let's move to the layout XML. I'll be talking about the activity main XML. So we'll be passing in some items into this particular layout. We'll be using the coordinator layout. But before I continue, since we're going to use coordinator layout, we have to actually import some stuff here. Let's go back to the build Gradle. We're going to include another dependency, which is actually for the support design. Say compile this time is going to be the Android support com.android.support design 23.0 plus. That's fine. We're going to have for the recycler view com.android support recycler view version 7. We have as 23.0 plus. This should be points. That. Let's have for the card view. Compile. Android support card view version 7 23.0 plus. So at this point we'll need to synchronize Gradle and get it working. Let's sync. So afterwards, we'll be moving to the layout files, where we'll be talking about the activity main, adapter XML, adapter pager, the adapter snap, the snap vertical, and the adapter vertical. So we have it synced over to the rest, the layout. Now in the activity main XML, I'll be changing some stuff here. First of all, we need to use a coordinator layout. If you are still not familiar with coordinator layout, I have a tutorial right in my channel where you can pick up the coordinator layout design widget. Coordinator layout. So you have it right entered. We've changed the parent tag to mimic or to use the coordinator layout. We have the layout with a match parent, paddings. We won't be needing all these paddings now, so I'll take them off quickly. And we'll also be needing the tools context, which is pointing to the main activity. We'll be needing that. The only inclusion will be Android fits system windows, which will be true. That's cool. We'll take away this text view, the hello world text. We don't need that. We'll now be introducing the nested scroll view because we need the list to have the scroll functionality. For you to have a scroll functionality using a coordinator layout or using RecyclerView, you need the nested scroll view. So let's call on the Android support version 4, which is calling the widget nested scroll view. Let's see it over there. You have it right sitting inside. So we're actually going to need a breathing space here. Now we'll be setting the Android layout width, which is match parent, Android layout height, which is also match parent. And we have the Android layout behavior, which is going to be the app layout behavior. This is exclusively for the nested scroll view. We have the behavior, which will be equals to actually be equals to we have the string at string app bar scrolling view behavior. That's what it will be equals to. That's cool. From there, you need to use the Alt Enter to actually make this work. To actually import that, close that up. You have your closing support version 7 widget. So right inside the nested scroll view, that's when you pass in your recycler view. So we're going to introduce the recycler view this way using the Android support version 7, which we'll be calling the widget RecyclerView. Just this way. We need to pass in some stuff there. First of all, the ID. We need an Android ID, which will be equals to @. First of all, need a single quote @ concatenate with the ID RecyclerView. RecyclerView. That's the ID we give into it. It should be a capital view because it's going to actually depict the naming convention of let's give it a double quote instead of one. it's right there. That's fine. And we have to specify the Android layout width, which is going to be match parent. Same things go for the Android layout height. This time will be wrap content. That's fine. We close up our recycler view, and we have it right in chat. So that's cool. After the nested scroll view, let's get to look at, we should be seeing the design as we're, or it's just, I want us to also look at the design. Maybe the preview is not okay. That's how it should actually look like. I want us to be seeing the preview as we are actually coding. It's some classes problem, but that's fine. No problem. It's going to show what we need it for. We're going to use the app bar layout. We need the app bar layout right there after the nested scroll view. It's called the Android support design widget, which is actually calling the app bar layout. Here we're going to specify the layout as well, Android, which is actually going to be for the width first, match parent, specify for the height, wrap content, and now we're going to specify the theme that we'll be using for this app bar layout. Theme, let's give it art style XML. Should be app theme dot pop up overlay. That's the theme that we'll be using, and cool. We add the title, which is app title. This is for the toolbar. If you title, which you'll be calling from the string app name. It's fine. So we art, right? The art sign, string, app name. Fine. Close that out, and get to close our design widgets. Now we've actually had that closed out. So it's actually going to be for the app bar layout. This way. So that's fine. That's perfect. So from here, we still have, let's see, maybe our render problems can easily extract out, but it's actually okay. So we need to create a style theme, which is called the app theme pop-up overlay. We quickly do that before we move on to the next. Let's quickly go to the theme. We have to actually create the app pop-up overlay, which we get to do right quickly. Let's move to the theme. We have the dark action bar. That's fine. Now let's quickly create this, which will actually be style, name, the app theme. We're calling the app bar overlay. What about the parent? Is the theme overlay app combat dark action bar. This, to be precise, have a set. The same thing we're gonna do again, which will be style name goes to app theme. This time it will be pop-up, which we used. I'm still going to use the app overlay, and we have a parent. This time is the app compat, which is the app compat light. Let's first of all call the theme overlay app compat, and we use the light. Have it fine. Assets, and we can decide to have the no action bar, which we might still use. So let's quickly declare that. Style name equals to the app name no action bar. Maybe in a page that we need no action bar. Have the sets. Let's close up the style, but we'll pass some item here. We have the first item, name, window, action bar, force. Second item, name, will be window, no title. Which will be true. We may do without the Android identifier. Let's keep it this way. So that's cool. Let's move back to our activity main, and let's try to review and see what happens. Maybe it's going to keep the rendering problems over, but if not, we'll continue. We still have a lot to do. Fine, you can say it's the rendering problem is gone, and we've got that sorted out. And from here, we'll be creating the adapter XML, because we'll be using an adapter over here. Let's create new layout resource file. We'll call it adapter, and we'll click on OK to make that actually props out. And in our adapter, we'll be doing some stuff right inside here. What about we're going to, let's go to the text. Actually need to work very fast here. We need to first of all call the Android support version 7 widget card view. We need the card view right there. So we have that set. What about we have the orientation vertical, layout width 100, layout width should be 100 dp, not match parent. But it's actually it's not going to be the same size with a full Android layout. While the height will be wrap content, to wrap around the content. Wrap content. And we're going to have some stuff declared. We're going to have the layout margin. Let's quickly do that. Layout margin. What about we'll set that to 4 dp, and I think that's fine for now for the parent tag. Inside here we have a linear layout. Linear layout. That should be capital. Linear layout. The width, match parent. The height, wrap content. It's nothing of AR. What is this AR doing here? Let's take this out. So it's going to cause some other issues. We're going to give an 100 orientation. Okay, we don't need. It's actually going to be inside here. So we're actually going to take this out. Keep it right inside the tag. Android orientation. Which will be set to vertical. It's fine. And we're actually going to use a padding. Android padding, which will be set to 6 dp. Right inside here, we'll create the image view, the first image view. Width and height. The width will be 88 dp. While the height will also be 88 dp. Now we'll need an ID. Android ID, which will be equals to @ concatenate ID / image view. That's going to be the ID for the image view. We're going to need an orientation. We need an orientation. Not necessary. We're going to need some scaling. Android with scale X 1.2. Android scale type equals, we're going to fit X and Y. You can see it's taking shape. Android scale Y, which will be equals to 1.2, and we call on our first drawable Android source equals to drawable, which we actually be calling which the IC doc, which is for the 48 dp. You have that set appropriately, in which we'll pass the text view right inside the linear layout. We'll pass a text view. And our text view, layout width and height, layout width to be wrap content, while for the height it's going to be 40 dp. So still maintaining what we're doing. We assign an ID to it called Android ID equals to concatenate with ID / name text view. That's going to be the ID. We're going to create the layout margin left for the P. Create some margin to the left and to the start as well. But let's just first of all create for the left. Android layout margin left, which will be 40p. We have another one, Android, which this one will be margin start, layout margin start, layout margin start. This time to 40p. Create another one, Android layout margin top, 16 dp. At the top should be more, 16 dp. We get scroll down so we won't get model up. We have Android maximum lines. What this gonna do? We assign 2 to this. So the maximum lines. We have the text on it. Android text. We call it item. We also have Android text appearances. Text appearance, which is actually going to call from the at style. Text appearance, app comparts, body 1. This is embedded in the app comparts. Can you see that? Can you see what's happening here? Just a small text view. Let's get to look at. We're going to have another text view, which is actually for the rate. We created the drawable in the rate. I'll quickly show you that. I actually imported it, but I'll show you how it flows. Let's go for another text view. And we're going to, for the layout width and height, for the width, wrap content. For the height, wrap content. This time, we're going to have the layout margin left. For the P. Let's forget, we have to give an ID, Android, ID equals at concatenate the ID of that. So we're going to call it rating text view. That's splendid. Let's move on. We have the margin left created. We're going to have the margin start. Android layout margin start. You're hiding. Are you there? 40p. Scroll down so we have the model up. We have the drawable end. So which drawable? First drawable we're gonna pick here. Android drawable end. So it's going to be what? It's going to be at drawable, which we're actually going to call the IC rate. Is it over here? Drawable end. Let's move on. Project specify 15. This needs to support older version than API 17. Project you should also add the Android drawable right. Let's go on. We're going to add that definitely. Android drawable So at right, we're going to have at drawable, and we're going to have the IC rate specified correctly. You can see the drawable showing up as a rate, like a rating scale. We're going to have 100 drawable padding, so that there'll be a breathing space. Drawable padding, which we're going to assign 2dp. And after that, we have the 100 graffiti. Let's assign center to the gravity, and we're going to have text appearance for these as well. 100 text appearance is over here. This time we're calling the star. We're going to have text app compat body when that's that. Text appearance. The last but not the least, we're going to have the 100 text size to FSP. That's cool. We've actually created the layout for the item. If you should notice, this is called the adapter XML, and we've gotten it right ready, and you can see it from the rendering library. How it's going to actually look like. We'll be creating the adapter pager. The adapter pager. That kind of lengthy, but this is a full-blown application, so you have to just stay by. Don't get stressed out. You're actually learning a lot of Android items from this XML, and you can see how they're actually displaying. This is very useful for you. So right there, we're going to also use the card view, and we're going to actually we can easily do something quickly here instead of just trying to repeat ourselves. Right here, we can pick up the adapter, copy, and we make amends. Just copy this out, since we are not going to use a rating scale anyway. But when we get to where we need to make amends, we're going to do that appropriately. So it's actually not going to be the same, but we'll follow along. While we have the layout written height, instead of the layout width, this time we're going to have it as match parent. Match parent. And the height is going to actually be wrap content. That's fine. We have the layout margin of 4dp, and the rotation is vertical. That's okay. We're passing a linear layout, layout written height. The width here is going to be wrap content. To wrap it to the content, we are forming a kind of card view for the adapter page. We have the layout height, also wrap content, rotation vertical, padding 6dp. We're going to add something here, which is we're going to call it Android layout graffiti, which is here, and it's going to be center. That's fine. So we'll centerize that. We're passing an image view whereby we have an ID of image view. Width and height, it's 8dp. We'll scale 1.2 with it. That's okay. And we're calling the drawable IC dark. We're passing a text view. This text view, this time we're calling name text view. Wrap content to the width. The height is 40dp. Margin left, start, top, 4, 4, 16dp respectively. Maximum lines 2, item equals on the body. That's cool. The second text view, which is the rating scale, we have the wrap content. The rating text view is the ID. We have the layout margin start as 4dp. We are going to actually pass the margin left here too. we've done that because that's it over there. The layout margin left, the drawable, we have the IC rate, we have 2dp as a drawable padding, and the text we are going to actually have the Android text, just like the text that is going to sit just beside the rating logo. We have 4, 5. No, that's fine. I think we actually missed that out to in the adapter, so we can easily copy this back to the adapter. We missed it out, which we can pass in anywhere. Pass it in here. That's cool. We go back to our pager. We have it set. Call on the style, our body 1, and we have the text speed. That's fine for the pager. Set appropriately, and we're going to create another XML here, which is called the Android Snap, or let's call it the adapter snap. Let's give it a snap, and we're going to create a text. Let's go to the text. It's a linear layout, fine. Width and height, match parent. The height will wrap content. Where the rotation is vertical, that's fine. Let's call in a text view here, and we're going to actually let's call it quickly. Let's quickly do that quickly. Text view. We have the layout with an height, wrap content. What's gonna be, we have the Android layout, the margin end 16 dp, margin end. We're going to have for the layout margin left, Android margin left, that is going to be 16 dp as well, or 16 dp. We're going to have for the margin right, Android layout margin right 16 dp. We're going to have another one for the start, Android layout margin start 16 dp. We have another one for the top, layout margin top 16 dp. After that, the Android text written will be snap center. And we're going to have the Android text appearance, which is actually calling the art style text accompaniment body. That's fine. We have it set appropriately, and it's fine. After that, we're going to have the Android support, calling the RecyclerView here, version 7 widget, RecyclerView. Over here, we assign an ID, course. We're going to have arts, concatenate ID. What we're going to assign this to RecyclerView. and we have the layout width. Required. We're gonna give it a match parent. Android. Layout height. So required. We're going to give it a wrap content. After that, we're going to have Android. Layout margin top. HTTP. Android. Clip to padding. False. Please don't do that. Android padding 4 dp. So it's going to be round for the top, bottom, right, left. And we have closing recycler. You can see we've created the list for the recycler view right in the adapter snap. So we have a snap center, just like an header, and we have the recycler view beneath. That's okay. Let's get to look at the snap vertical. We created the snap itself. We're going to have to create the snap vertical. New layout file. We have adapter, snap, vertical. Click OK. Let's get to look at the text. Going back to the text. There's a linear layout, match parent for the width. The height is going to wrap content, and I think we're going to just give a copy from the snap itself. We just do a tweak. Let's go to the snap vertical. It's wrap content. Now the text view ID, the way assign an ID for the snap itself, we never did. We need to assign an ID here. So don't let us forget. ID is very important because that's when we call on Java classes. If we've forgotten the ID, it's going to give us some problem. We can easily revisit and assign the ID, but we might not know that that's where the problem is coming from. So always try to give all your identifier an ID. Call it snap text view. That's okay. Now let's go back. So the same ID is what we will pass into the vertical. We have wrap content, margin end, left, right, start, stop, top rather, or 16 dp. Snap to center, calling the compact title. This time it's not going to call the body, it's going to call the title. That's fine. And we have a recycler view right there with an ID, recycler view, match parent. The height this time will be the 50 dp. So make your change. You can see it's reduced. Margin top 8 dp, clip to padding false, padding itself 4 dp. That's cool. The last but not the least layout we'll be creating is the adapter vertical. This actually mimics the adapter we created earlier, but let's quickly create it and we just get a flow, new layout resource, adapter vertical. Click OK. Now we're going to actually it basically looks like the adapter page with a rating scale. So we're going to actually do some tweak here. Let's get the adapter copied, the adapter page. Let's get it copied. We're going to actually tweak it. It's not the same, but it looks similar. Paste it right there and we'll make the necessary change. scroll upwards. It's also the widget card view, or the layout orientation vertical, or the layout width match parent. The height is going to be 80 dp. While we don't need the layout margin, don't need a margin for it, so we take that off. We maintain that because it's vertical. Now, instead of a linear layout, it's going to be a relative layout. Change that so it's going to be relative to each other, and we need to still specify what we need. The layout width and height match parent for the width, while for the height is wrap content, so we need to change that. Match parent, wrap content. Orientation, we don't need an orientation. Since it's still a vertical, we've already created this shape. The parent card view as vertical. The padding will be 4 dp. Let's reduce that, and we don't actually need it to be layout gravity as center. Take that out. Passing an image view with an ID of image view. The layout width and height this time will be 72, not 88. You gotta reduce it. 72 for the image. Just make it smaller. Scale X and Y. We just have to increase it with 0.05. We're still calling the drawable IC dog, and we have the scale type of feet, X and Y. Now we have a linear layout instead of a text view. After the image view, you're going to have a linear layout. So let's take away this text view as a whole, taking it out, and we're going to create a linear layout. Android width and height, for the width match parent, but for the height is wrap content. Let's give it space, breathing space. Now we're going to create Android gravity. Made the gravity is actually going to sit inside this wrapped tag. It's actually going to be left out. Android gravity should be top on the Android layout margin top. Margin top. This time we're going to assign 2 dp to this Android layout margin start. We assign 4 dp. Android margin left, or we are assigning to the left 4 dp. Android layout to end of. No, to end of what? To end of which identifier, which is actually going to be at ID the image view, which was created up there, to end of Android layout, to end of the image view. We have to the right of Android layout to right of the image view as well. and we give it an orientation. Vertical. That's cool. So inside this linear layout, we pass in a text view. We'll actually be creating something else from what we have. So just want to follow along. Please don't miss. If you miss, you can rewind the video and get yourself back to coding. Wrap content, the height, wrap content. You're wrapping the content. Now we assign an ID. Don't forget an ID. Don't forget an ID. The ID is going to actually be for the first text view, because we're going to pass into text view here. ID equals the @ sign plus the ID. So it's not like specify an ID. Name text view. Now we give the 100 maximum lines. That's 1. We also give 100 texts. Text on this now should be Google Inc. That's Google Incorporation. And we're going to assign a text appearance. Text appearance, which is actually calling the style. Text appearance app compat caption. This new app compat caption. It's for caption. Look at it here. It's a caption. Right, sitting in the app compat style theme. Get to use the caption. That's cool. We're going to create the last text view, which is for the rating scale. So we just bring it here. It's actually sitting in a linear layout, so it's not sitting outside the linear layout. So we just cut it. Ctrl X, you cut it. You come here, you paste it right inside. Yeah. So let's go through it. It's a rating text view. That's cool. The width is wrap content. The height also is wrap content. Why it's calling the drawable IC rate. It has a margin tab. I'm going to create a layout margin tab over here. Let's do it over here. Call it Android layout margin tab. We're going to give it 2 dp. And it has a drawable padding, which we have as 2 dp. We have a drawable right. Likewise, the end. We have the gravity of center. We have a text of 4, 5. The text appearance, calling the body 1, and the 2FSP. We have a closing linear layout, a closing relative layout, and a closing card view. That's cool. We have it right on point. So these are our layout files really look like. We've actually did some little tweak here and there. We've done some adjustments, and it's actually fitting what we need it for. And we'll actually be creating a menu, after the drawable, where we have the values, the layout. We're going to have a menu. In this menu, we're going to pass in something right there. So inside this res, we have to create a menu resource. So it's actually going to be a directory. It's not going to be values. Do I create menu? Mostly sits outside the rest, so it's actually going to be sitting outside, right inside the rest rather, but it's not going to be inside any sub package. So here we're going to create a menu main XML new resource file. We call it main. Okay, we're just tidying up the UI functionality of this particular application. Now we have the menu tag set. We're going to actually create XMLNS with the app, which is actually going to be equals to the HTTP. This should should actually sit in the tag. It shouldn't be out of the tag. Create an sort of let's just copy this. We'll make amends instead of going over typing all over. Let's copy, come over here, paste. This time is not going to actually point to Android. It's going to point to the app. HTTP schemas android.com apk res auto, not res android. That's fine. We'll first have our first item, which passed in. The first item, we're going to have the Android ID equals to the @ concatenate plus ID or layout side. Oh, forgot our quotes. That's okay. We now have the Android title equals vertical. So for the vertical, this is just like a menu to trigger to the vertical, show as action equals. Do that always. So you have the closing item. You have it set appropriately. Can you see it? The RecyclerView Snap. So vertical, that's the menu we created here. So for us to tweak to the vertical, that's how we have it right there. So we have our layout files set up appropriately, and I would like us to actually get acclimatized to what we've been doing, and I want us to actually code along. I'll also be sharing the source file, but it's going to be appropriate and it's going to make you learn faster if you type along, as I'm also doing the coding. Thank you very much for hanging out with me throughout this session, and don't go anywhere. We have the second part of this particular bespoke application called the RecyclerView Snap. We're going to be digging in the Java classes, where we're going to actually have some functionality right there, where we talk about the adapter, the app, the main activity, the snap, and the snap activity itself. Thank you guys for hanging out with me throughout the session. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.